Whispers of the Heart. Lily had always believed in fate, though she had never expected it to find her on a quiet evening at a small cafe in the heart of the city. It was a place she visited often, a corner of the world where she could escape the chaos of her busy life. The cafe was her sanctuary, warm, cozy, with the hum of conversation and the smell of freshly brewed coffee in the air. That evening, as the rain poured outside, she sat by the window with a book in her hands, watching the droplets race down the glass. The warmth of the cafe surrounded her, a peaceful contrast to the storm raging outside. She had just turned a page when a shadow fell across her table. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" a deep voice asked. Lily looked up to see a man standing before her, a gentle smile on his face, though his eyes were filled with a quiet sadness. He was holding a cup of coffee, the steam curling upward in the dim light. "No, it's not taken," she replied, a bit surprised but intrigued. The man sat down, placing his coffee on the table between them. For a moment, neither of them spoke, and Lily could feel the weight of the silence. She returned her gaze to her book, but she could sense that the man was studying her out of the corner of his eye. "My name's Noah," he finally said, breaking the silence. "I know this is going to sound odd, but you look familiar. Have we met before?" Lily smiled, though she was unsure if she had seen him before. There was something about his voice that tugged at her memory, something distant yet deeply comforting. "I don't think so," she replied. "But maybe I have one of those faces." Noah chuckled softly. "Maybe. It's just, there's something about you, something I can't place." Lily raised an eyebrow. "I'm not sure whether to be flattered or concerned." Noah laughed again, a sound that made Lily's heart skip a beat. "Flattered, I hope. I don't mean to be strange. It's just that you remind me of someone from my past. Someone I never quite forgot." Lily's curiosity piqued, but she didn't press him further. They sat in silence again, this time more comfortable, each lost in their own thoughts. For the next few moments, the cafe seemed to fade away, and it was as though time had paused for the two of them. After a while, Lily spoke again. "You seem like you have a story," she said softly. "You've got that look. The kind of look someone has when they've been through something." Noah looked at her, his expression softening. He hesitated for a moment, then nodded slowly. "I suppose I do. But I'm not sure I'm ready to share it with a stranger." Lily smiled gently. "I'm not a stranger. I'm just someone who happens to be sitting across from you, sharing a quiet evening in this storm." He thought about her words for a moment, then nodded, almost imperceptibly. "Fair enough." And so, over the course of the next hour, they began talking, at first about trivial things, like books and music, but then the conversation turned more personal. Noah revealed that he had recently come out of a painful relationship, one that had left him questioning what he truly wanted in life. He had moved to the city to start fresh, hoping that a change of scenery would heal the wounds of his past. "I never thought I'd meet someone like her," he said, his voice softer now, filled with the weight of loss. "She was my best friend, my love. But sometimes, love just isn't enough." Lily listened intently, her heart aching for him. She knew what it was like to feel lost, to wonder if love would ever be enough to fill the emptiness left behind by someone who had once meant everything. "I understand," she said quietly. "Sometimes it's not about love being enough. It's about timing, or where we are in life." Noah nodded, his eyes meeting hers. "I guess that's what I'm still trying to figure out. Where I am in life. Who I am now." Lily reached for her coffee cup, her fingers brushing against his as she did. A spark of electricity passed between them, brief but undeniable. She pulled her hand back quickly, a flush rising on her cheeks, though she wasn't sure why. Noah's gaze lingered on her, and for a moment, the rest of the world seemed to disappear. The rain outside, the clinking of cups, the murmur of voices, everything faded into the background. It was just the two of them, in this little corner of the world. "I don't know if this is crazy," Lily said suddenly, "but I feel like I've known you longer than just tonight. Like we're somehow connected." Noah's eyes softened, and for a moment, he looked as though he might say something important. But then, he simply smiled, a smile that reached his eyes. Maybe we've known each other longer than we think. The words hung in the air between them, as if they had found a way to communicate something neither of them could fully explain. There was a quiet understanding between them, something unspoken but powerful. They didn't speak much after that. Instead, they simply enjoyed each other's company in a way that felt natural, as though they had always been meant to share this moment. As the evening wore on, Noah stood to leave, and Lily felt a strange reluctance to say goodbye. "Will I see you again?" she asked, her voice softer than she intended. Noah smiled, his eyes warm. "I hope so. But I guess that's something only time will tell." With that, he walked out of the cafe, disappearing into the rain. Lily watched him go, her heart beating faster than it had in a long time. She couldn't explain it, but something about Noah felt like the beginning of something beautiful. Something that had been waiting for both of them to discover. Over the next few weeks, Lily couldn't get Noah out of her mind. She kept returning to the cafe, hoping for another chance encounter. And eventually, she did see him again. This time, he approached her first. "Hi," he said with a shy smile. "I've been thinking about you." Lily's heart skipped a beat. "I've been thinking about you too." And from that moment, their story began. It wasn't love at first sight, but something deeper. A connection that neither of them had anticipated. As time went on, they learned to lean on each other, share their hopes and fears, and build something that felt like it had always been meant to be. Sometimes, love comes when you least expect it, in a place where the rain falls and strangers sit at the same table. And sometimes, love whispers, not in grand gestures, but in quiet moments shared between two souls who are finally ready to listen.